Good morning. Welcome to the Thursday edition of your breakfast show, Leadership Television, Inside Nigeria. My name is Zinfo, your host on the program. Today's program, we are just going to be reviewing some select newspapers headline story today, October 17, 2024. And of course, as we normally do on the program, we like to flag off with leadership, Nigeria's most influential. Let's go there. Let's see what leadership is leading with. JIGAWA tanker explosion, 109 victims given mass burial, 54 hospitalized. JIGAWA tanker explosion, 109 victims given mass burial, 54 hospitalized. We lost 50 relations, Majia. Tinubu Buhari governor, state government orders mourn. Federal government orders immediate probe. And of course, we have picture underneath the leading story of the tanker explosion. We also have some politicians, including the governor of the state, Governor Umar Nyamandi, government officials, sympathizers, and family members at the hospital and mass burial of the victims yesterday. We can see them at the burial ground where they are giving them mass burial. May the soul of the departed rest in peace. Still on leadership, Nigeria loses 855,629 MT of food to 2024 floods, according to reports. The story is on page 25 of leadership. Nigeria loses 855,629 MT of food to 2024 floods, according to reports. Wigwe's family accuses Ike Imokwede of undue interference. The story is on page 29 of leadership. 2009 agreement. Varsity unions condemn federal government committee. Reps asked Tinubu to submit 2025 budget in 2 weeks. And on the strip just above the leading story there, impeachment threat against Akpabio unsettles lawmakers. The story is on page 7 of leadership. And don't forget to grab a copy of Leadership Sunday this Sunday for a copy of Leadership's Le Vogue and insert in the paper. Le Vogue is an all glossy, colorful style magazine. Of course, you can't afford to miss a copy. Above the masthead of leadership, how Niger Air Force will boost food security, Bago. No leadership vacuum as Tinubu Shettima travel abroad presidency. The story is on page 4. Let's move to page 3 where we have our stand. Today's stand is on accountability in Nigeria's foreign missions. Accountability in Nigeria's foreign missions. Today's stand, even as we move to the back page where we have Thursday column, is called Being Blunt with Muazu Elize. Is writing on a thought about Nigerian varsities. A thought about Nigerian varsities. In quote, with poor infrastructure and low staff pay, is no wonder Nigerian universities rank so poorly. This is a quote from the back page column today, a thought about Nigerian varsities. And with today's column back page, we conclude review of leadership newspapers today. For more, log on to the website of leadership, www.leadership.ng for more. From leadership, we move over to the next paper. We have the Punch. The Punch is on fuel price hike. Reps warn of unrest as federal government labor meeting deadlocked. Fuel price hike. Reps warn of unrest as federal government labor meeting deadlocked. Government plans fresh meeting with union leaders as reps demand petrol price review. Just like leadership, we also have the pictures of the mass burial being given to the victims of petrol tanker explosion in Jigawa 2 days ago. Tears as Jigawa buries 153 tanker explosion victims. Trucks burnt in Ogun. Underneath that, 25% of development levy for student loan. 25% of development levy for student loan, federal government. 9 Benin, Ghana-bound trafficking victims rescued. 9 Benin, Ghana-bound trafficking victims rescued. Naira weakens to 1,705 naira per dollar at parallel market. Naira weakens to 1,705 per $1 at parallel market. With that, we move to the one beside the masthead of the Punch. CBN SEC sanction 10 banks for forest violations. Above the masthead of the Punch, NNPC still sold Dangote petrol buyer marketers. The story runs on page 35 of the Punch. Nigeria's high interest rate will stay for long, World Bank. PDP may postpone next meeting. Governors plot Damagun's exit. That concludes the review of front headline stories on the Punch newspaper today, Thursday, October 17, 2024. For more, log on to the website of the Punch, www.punchng.com. From the Punch, we move over to the next paper on our menu, and that is Vanguard. Vanguard says federal government Labour agree on how to crash transport fares, food prices. Federal government Labour agree on how to crash transport fares, food prices. Tragedy in JIGAWA petrol tanker explosion case 147. Sanwo-Olu, Anyanku, Oshoba, others eulogize late Iwuanyanwu. And the last story on the cover of Vanguard today says we are addressing outstanding balance of forest backlog. That comes from CBN. We are addressing outstanding balance of forest backlog, CBN. With that, we also conclude front headline stories today on Vanguard. For more, log on to the website of Vanguard newspaper as we move to Daily Sun. Daily Sun says World Bank warns against further petrol price hike. Says another price rise will reverse gains of subsidy removal. Reps demand reversal, urge Tinubu to submit 2025 budget. World Bank warns against further petrol price hike. Says another price rise will reverse gains of subsidy removal. Reps demand reversal, urge Tinubu to submit 2025 budget. Agbakoba Rice now says EFCC unlawful organization. Horror in JIGAWA as petrol tanker explosion kills over 140 injuries cause. Cholera, 16 die, 165 cases recorded in Niger. Henry Akinduro sues EFCC for declaring him wanted unlawfully, demands 5 billion naira. And just above the just beneath the masthead above the leading story on Daily Sun, we have Sanwo-Olu, elder statesmen, professionals pay tribute to Iwuanyanwu. And just beside the masthead of Daily Sun, Akpabio dismisses rumor of impeachment, mandates senators to investigate within 24 hours. That concludes also the front page review of Daily Sun newspaper. For more, log on to the website of Daily Sun, www.thesun.ng. From Daily Sun, we move over to The Guardian. Incidentally, The Guardian is the last paper we have for review this morning. The Guardian says opposition in disarray as internal crisis batter PDP, Labour Party, NNPP. Opposition in disarray as internal crisis batter PDP, Labour Party, NNPP. And of course, we have pictures of the leading candidates for that party underneath the leading story. Repster presidency revert to old petrol price. Repster presidency revert to old petrol price. Senate probes impeachment rumor as presidency declares no leadership vacuum. You need consistent policies to attract foreign capital. JP Morgan tells Nigeria. CSO seek dismissal of governor's suit against EFCC and NIFIU. Nigeria lost 855,629 MT of crops to flooding in 2024, says FAO. And lastly, Rivers lawmakers factions insist INEC must conduct by election. That concludes front headline stories today on The Guardian newspaper. For more, log on to the website of The Guardian, www.guardian.ag. Well, viewers, it's also on that note we conclude today's Thursday edition of Inside Nigeria on Leadership Television. My name is Winifred Webo. Don't forget to join us same time, same station for another fresh edition of the program. However, don't also forget to join us for news on the hour on this station. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.